Welcome back to the Uncensored Canadian channel, and I'm the Uncensored Canadian, and I'll be talking about the poll numbers today. Oh, Abacus, 12 points ahead, the Conservatives are, and you wonder why. Could it be the Aga Khan thing? No, no. Could it be the embarrassment of the Prime Minister dancing around India in Indian costumes? No, no, it couldn't be that. Could it be the blackface? No, no, it couldn't be the blackface. Groping reporters in Creston, BC. Well, he's a feminist, and groping reporters, damn, I don't know. But how about the SNC Lavalin thing and deferred prosecution agreement and booting Jody Wilson-Raybould out, the Indigenous lady out of the Liberal Party? Could have been that. How about the We Charity trying to give these boneheads $500 million of your tax dollars? Could it have been that? No, Canadians are pretty laid back. When the Liberals got in 2015, they legalized marijuana so that you would stay stupid. And they figured if you smoke enough dope, they could do whatever they want, and you wouldn't really notice, just as long as you've got another bag of Doritos. But the cost of your Doritos went up too, and all your food went up. So now you're smoking pot and you're getting skinny because you can't afford to buy food. Inflation went through the roof. They spent more money than you can shake a stick at. All your money, your tax money. So it's not theirs. They don't care. They'll tax the living bejesus out of you as far as carbon taxes go. You're the only ones anywhere on the world that's actually doing this, especially in North America. You got any carbon taxes in the United States? No. How about Mexico? No. And these are the people that you're competing with in trying to sell things in North America. But it's a punishment. If you're a farmer and you've got to drive your tractor, well, it's a punishment. You should drive less. If you live in the farm and you got to go to town to get groceries, expensive groceries, but they're still groceries. Well, you should be growing it on the farm yourself, But if you have to go into town to get a part for that tractor, well, you've got to pay the extra carbon tax, and that's just the way it is. And the reasoning behind that is that people that drive too much should be punished, and that's what the carbon tax is all about. It couldn't be that, though. And then when you get pissed off about that and you drive your trucks to Ottawa, they'll seize your bank accounts. They'll negate your insurance on your trucks, and it's all for the betterment of Canada. Because if we save the world from the carbon emissions from Canada, we're going to take a grain of sand off a beach. Because we got 30-some million, 40 million people now. Well, that's a grain of sand on the beach in population in the world today. So it's not going to make any difference. So it's more of a money grab from you as a taxpayer than it is to make the world green. But you see, if you know Canada at all, Canada's pretty green. We got more trees than we know what to do with. More wilderness, and if you really looked at it, we'd be negative, we'd be negative carbon in Canada. But that doesn't matter. But you can't make no money out of negative carbon. So you have to, it couldn't be that. So it couldn't be the millions that you send to the Commonwealth Leader Summit so that you can become part of the UN Security Council. No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be that either. And well, maybe it's trying to kill Alberta Oil that have changed the polls so that people aren't voting Liberal anymore. But that wouldn't work for Alberta and Quebec because they don't like Alberta. Oh, but they like the transfer funds. So it couldn't be that either. I get confused about all of this stuff. How about, the Liberals were going to plant how many millions of trees? Well, but that didn't happen either, so it couldn't be that. Man. Lying to the public about vaccines. That's what it was. That's what turned people against the Liberals. Lying to the public about vaccines, saying that if you took the vaccine, then you couldn't get COVID-19. Well, that wasn't true. If you took the vaccine, then you couldn't spread COVID-19. Well, that wasn't true either. Well, if you didn't take the vaccine, well, then if you're a federal government employee, you lost your job. Well, that would piss off a lot of employees, and they probably wouldn't vote Liberal again. But what about the healthcare workers that either took the vaccine or lost their job? Well, see, now those are conservative voters too. So the Indigenous people and reconciliation, see, they used to vote Liberal, but they were lied to too by the Liberal government. So they're not going to vote Liberal anymore either. Well, you can see where the snowballs come from, can't you? With all of the things that the Liberals have gotten away with over the last 8 years, and the people that they've pissed off, the people that they've lied to, the people that they've taken advantage of, the people that are living on the streets in tents, the people that have lost their homes because they can't afford them anymore, the people that have lost their jobs because of Liberal policies like either you get vaccinated or you lost your job, the people that have had their bank accounts frozen, the people that have their insurance on their trucks negated because of the Emergencies Act, the people that see how their money, their tax dollars, the ones that they send to Ottawa, are getting sort of frittered away, and we're getting nothing in return for those tax dollars. You see the healthcare system? It's in a mess all across the country. It wasn't like that before the Liberals got in. I can't remember another prime minister that wore blackface or groped a reporter or elbowed a female MP in the House of Commons in her breast, or wore stupid costumes on visits to foreign countries, like in India, and dancing around, or turning their backs on the Indigenous people, the first Indigenous Day holiday, or are you catching my drift on why the Liberals are not the preferred party anymore? They got in with just a squeak in the last election. If it wasn't for the stupid NDP and backing the Liberals, we would already have a different government that would be dealing with housing, axing the carbon tax, making it easier to build houses across the country, making housing less expensive. Of course, we have lots of land. We have immigration bringing in the wrong kind of people, bring in carpenters, bring in plumbers, bring in electricians, bring in people that can run heavy equipment, bring in the people, the blue-collared workers, so we can get this going and building and making our country a better place. The Liberals aren't going to do that. Their ideology is that everything has to be green, everything has to be electric, everything has to be something that they think will work better than it has in the past. Well, look around the world. It's not going to change because Trudeau says so. The superior ideology of the Liberal government, if you look at it, it's flawed. It's flawed so bad that everybody can't be running an electric vehicle. We don't have the infrastructure. Where does this electricity come from? The generator in your backyard that you put gas in to plug your electrical vehicle into so you can charge it up to drive to the store to buy some overpriced groceries. Well, you know, it's getting to that. It's getting to that ridiculous stage. There's never been 57 genders. There's only been 2. for millennium. But now they want you to believe that there's 57 genders or more. You know, you can identify as a cat. And if the teacher doesn't call you a cat, well, a teacher can get into trouble. Well, how ridiculously stupid has this world become in Canada? And this is something that I came back to. I was living overseas for a number of years, and I came back to this. And maybe I see it more than other people do because I wasn't around it as it was slowly taking over this country. The idea that you've got drag queens reading books to children in school, dressed like hookers. You know, like, where does this shit come from? It comes from the Liberal Party, and you wonder why they're losing the vote. Because the Canadians are waking up, they're smoking less dope, probably eating less Doritos. Well, they probably can't afford the dope now because they got to put it on carbon tax. But anyway, if they're living in a tent, they're not going to vote Liberal. If they're anything to do in Western Canada, they're not going to vote Liberal. If you're a federal employee that lost their job because of the vaccines, you're not going to vote Liberal. If you're somebody that got lied to or blackfaced or whatever over the vaccinations, you're not going to vote Liberal. There's just not a lot of people out there that are going to be voting Liberal in the next election. And I guess that's what this video is all about. So as always, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe, hit the bell, and until next time, thanks for watching Canadian Uncensored.